Everything that I just spoke to in the last video has everything to do with the internet and the lack of ethics and morals that I've been continuously expressing from the day you decided that you didn't like my platform, Peg Moore. Because you didn't want to hold yourself in work ethic. You wanted a free ride because you thought you were in like Flynn with some NFT project, so that you could have no self-discipline, take no responsibility, and have no commitment to education. And you didn't want personal improvement because you already thought you arrived when you bought that NFT. You thought you were going to get a free handout from the day you earned all your glamour on the stage. You wanted short-term gains and instant gratification with your annoying behavior, your lack of ethics, and your nothingness to offer. You have nothing to offer, any of you. And every time you watch a woman do a fit check with nothing more than her outfit and her Pookie telling her how wonderful she is, you're looking at crime. And I remind you that that's liberalism and what democracy is at stake, according to Kamala Harris. So while they live the high life and brag about yachts and jets and trips to Canada and trips to Miami, while they wear bikini tops and look into space, I want to remind you that in order to recognize the crime, it stems from the family. And what also will happen, and is happening because of you, is there will be a rise in violent crime. And it corresponds to the rise in families abandoned by parents or government. Every 10% increases in the number of children living in a single parent home. We see 17% increase in juvenile crime, and you can insert into that influencer parenting. Neighborhoods high in crime are also highly concentrated with families abandoned by parents and abandoned by humanity. Even in high crime neighborhoods in the inner cities, 90% of kids from stable, intact two-parent homes grow up without becoming involved in crime, despite growing up under the poverty line. So it has nothing to do with money, has everything to do with education, your moral status and virtues of your character, of your family. Even if your next door neighbor or your teacher was a mentor to you, you could even get yourself out of the dump by having personal virtues or goals and dreams, not desires. The fact that a criminal may have come from a rotten home does not excuse her criminal behavior, nor does it alter the fact that she must be punished for past crimes and deterred from future crimes. Liberals say we should be compassionate and understanding toward criminals like Monavan. I don't think so. They even will cry in your face and act like they're the victims when I just told you they have no self-discipline, no responsibility, no work ethic, no commitment to education, and no willingness to defer from short-term gains, and then wave a diamond in your face while telling you their family status was more important than the ethics of the United States of America, while being violently abusive with all of you influencers. That would be everyone who hosts on Instagram and Facebook. A lot of people who come from identical or worse family backgrounds manage to avoid becoming criminals. Even if you were born into a family from a third world country and thought you had status because you were rich, you're still the mentality of a third world country. That's why you were from a third world country, is because you're a greedy ass piece of crap. You come from a third world country of Iran, Monavan, because your family is rich and you are now demonstrating in America how shallow, egotistical, and selfish your culture is, and you demonstrate it every single day when you post another piece of nasty bullshit content to brag about how you're making flat titty pancakes. A Ron family background doesn't determine a person's fate. However, if you're so in tune with Persian and that's all you care about, it actually does determine your fate. And if you want to really know her background, I highly recommend you do some scientific research on what Persians did to their people, because she's trying to do it here in America. Reminding you that Jimmy Carter had a great relationship with the Shah. And that Bravo, while Obama was in office, created a show called The Shahs of Sunset, where she had 5 minutes of fame on that show. Literally the worst on the show, where she says she wants a man with money. While Gary Vee did what? Picked the one that nobody wanted so that he could expose you for who you actually were, while you ran around creating the facade, the ganging, and the nastiness of what influencer was trying to become, with all your little friends and all your little cronies running around. So enjoy Fly Fish Club after I've just demonstrated that you're a fucking criminal. See, most of you are afraid to recognize the villainous behavior because she has a way about her of a black widow. But that shit don't work on me. When she smiles to me, I said, back up, biatch. Back up, biatch. I don't want nothing from you. I don't need your validation. I don't want you telling me my outfit's cute. I don't want nothing from your ugly ass. And that's the best place to be. And the person that is looking for achieving long-term goals, that's where you need to be, or you get duped by a woman named Valeria or a woman named Monavan who's still sitting over there pretty because they think they have a lot of money under their belts. Reminding you, Valeria, that you have 2 sons. And that's modern day parenting, Valeria. Monavan, you'll never have children. No one would ever want your child. That's how sad you are. People make choices in response to rotten things that happen to them in life. You should have chose a different man. And those choices determine their fate. Those choices that you made in the last 4 years are going to determine your fate. And Gary Vaynerchuk will be the one who is putting the handcuffs on you because he knows all about who you actually are. You might want to consider that video of him during Christmas where he's talking about wine was your warning. And that was for all of the Democrats. We must hold all people responsible and accountable for their choices and their behavior, Kamala. Tim Walz, you're criminals. You have no work ethic. You have no education. You are not looking for long-term goals. You're literally pie in the sky teaching of talking about desires and dreams of the United States of America. That's not American. Everything you speak to is Indian nastiness of a Jamaican-style Marxism of communism, while it's all liberal. While you try to tell people free money, when poverty only adds more concerns to the fact there's bad families out there because now you're promising these people money. I've shown you Section 8 and what these people do. They're just bad people given free fucking handouts, and she's trying to give more free handouts. I've shown you and taken photos of this shit. The Instagram story, Mark Zuckerberg, feel free to pull it up and show everybody what a black man from Section 8 did to our property. nasty